Hello everyone, I'm Christine Jossi of Mail Something Pretty, and I have this really fun card to show you. It's a fun fold. I know a lot of you like to do fun fold, and it's not hard. It has a belly band, as you can see, which slides off. It has these two, and don't get intimidated by the triangles, two triangle flaps, and it opens up and you have this fun card to write inside. So it's a nice card. It was actually mailed a different version, different colors. Nancy, who's part of my club, sent me this card and I loved it. One, I love hummingbirds, but I just loved the fold. And so she used pretty paper and she embossed the front. And so I kind of copied her just with different paper. So I asked her what it was called, and she said it's called a triangle gatefold card. So there you go. So we're going to make a triangle gatefold card today. And you could also, if you wanted to have, so I use some texture on there. I use the, I forget the full name, but the Zinnias embossing folder, which is in the online exclusives section of the store. But you can use anything. I wanted flowers because I used a daisy. If you wanted, and then you could have your message inside too. But it's kind of fun with that. So anyways, you can do whatever you like. So that's what we're gonna make. Okay, so I have my supplies. Some of it is prepped already. I called it Nancy's card until I found out the name of it. And here are our pieces. So let's see, what's the first I wanna do? I'll just tell you all, let's see. The card base, I did white. You can see here, it's just on actually a flat piece of white here. So that is a standard, what our normal size cards are. So that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that's the base. And then the flip up part is, I have it here, 4 by 10 1/2, scored in half at 5 1/4. And I did emboss. Both sides are good. I've been using that side, but I think I might use that side just so I have to look, just so I have different versions of it. But you can emboss, or you can leave it plain, or you can even put a complementary pattern paper down. So you have that option. But that anyways is 4 by 10 1/2 scored at the 5 1/4. And then I have the inside white. Again, you can do any color, but that is 3 1/4. There we go. 3 3/4 by 5. So that goes inside. And then these, what look like triangles, they're really squares. Those pieces are both the same. It's kind of fun to have the pattern paper because you're seeing both sides of it. Those are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 scored on the diagonal, which I'm going to show you. And then the belly band. So this piece here, I did 11 by 1, so I just took a sheet of paper. It's 11 long anyways. I just cut it by 1 inches, and I did score it to make it easy to fold. You can either just wrap it around or you can score it. I did it 3 1/2 by 7 7/8, and I'll try to say that again when we put this on. And then I'll just give you all the measurements. The pink square, I use petal pink. So the base square there, I did 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. The printed paper, I did 2 1/2 by 2 1/2, and then I just popped a daisy on top. So the paper I used is retired, but a lot of you probably have it. It's called Delightfully Eclectic. I think that's the name of it. You can use any paper you like. I'll put that right there. I'll put that over here, and I'm going to show you how to score that. Oh, and I had a little strip. I think that was 3/4 by 3 3/4. All right. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Up! Trimmer. And so, like I said, these were 3 3/4, 3 3/4 square. So I'm going to use that as the front pattern, which I did on the sample. But I'm going to score it on this side because I can see that this particular paper has a diagonal to it. And so I want to score along the diagonal. A lot of patterns won't matter, but since I have I suppose it would have been okay if it went across the diagonals, but I just went with a diagonal. So I'm going to score it in this direction. Your trimmer has two blades. The darker blade is a cutting blade, so I'm going to keep that down, and the scoring blade is the lighter gray. So that's what I'm going to use. And I am, rather than, a lot of times I will line things up in the track here, but because it's a square, I'm just going to put this right, oh, that's in the screen, I should be, put that right up so it actually goes a little bit beyond the cutting edge, but that puts it right in the middle, and then I'll just make sure that that is in the track, and then I just give it a score. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it just scores it. So it's easy to score. You don't have to worry about cutting triangles. It's just a square folded in half. All right, so there we go. So that is all we need to do for scoring. All right, so we are going to, so decide which side you want to be facing front. So I want that side to be facing front. I have something, I'm gonna put that on something on my paper. So I'm gonna have that on that side. So that will be glued and no one will ever see it. Okay. And I'm gonna fold that in half. All right, so we are going to put this piece underneath like that. We're going to glue that down, and then we'll glue that piece down underneath. So I just want to make sure that you can kind of see the point and the point are pretty close to the corners of the paper. And you just make sure you don't put this edge right on the score line. You want it off a little bit because you want this to be able to fold over. So if you had it on right on the score, it would be hard to fold over. So it's hard for you to see the score line, I'm sure, because it's light, but the score line is like a 1/16 of an inch over. So that it folds pretty easy. So I'm just going to put glue on this side. And then I'm going to, and the glue's nice because it gives you a minute to kind of move it in place if you need to move it. So I think you can kind of see when I fold that up, you have that little space in there, and that's enough to fold it over. Because it's actually going to be a little thicker because we'll have an extra layer in there. And then that's what it looks on the back. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. Put some glue. Kind of see I have some space there. So that will fold. Give it a press. And now that's the back, but that's going to be hidden by our base, which I can even do right now. And just make sure that folds over. If you need to crease it, you can. And now I'm just going to put glue on the whole back. And then that's my base. This goes right on top. There's a nice little border. Okay, so it opens up and then the message. So we'll just put the white on the inside right now. So after your pieces are cut, it comes together really quickly. And I think you can do this for like almost anything. Depending on your season, you can do, like Halloween's coming up with fun Halloween paper. You can do that. You can do Christmas or New Year's or Easter, Valentine's Day. Just, it's all in the paper, and you just need 2 3 3/4 squares and you got it. All right, so that's my inside. So that closes, and now we just need our belly band. So I have already scored it, but if you didn't score it, you can just take it and wrap it around. I'm actually going to have my seam be in the front because it will get hidden with my daisy. So I'm just going to put a little glue just on the edge and then line that up. You don't want it super tight because you want it to be able to slide on and off. So that's, and then I have my pieces. I didn't do a very good job. That's all right. When I cut it, there's a little seam. I use the Cheerful Daisies stamp set and dies. The great thing about this stamp set is it doesn't have to be daisies. You could color in the petals to be zinnias, or like Gerber daisies, the different colored daisies. You could do chrysanthemums. You could do black-eyed Susans. You could do really any kind of, the petal flowers, lots of different colors. And there is a die here that cuts out the flower in the inside, plus all these other dies. So that's what I used, and I'll just show you in the catalog. It's on right here. Cheerful Daisies stamp set. They are sold separately. They used to be sold as a bundle, but they've been around for a little bit, so now they're sold separate. So you could get one or two or both. All right, so that's just gonna go right on there. I liked the polka dots because it kind of mimicked the inside of the daisy. And oops, sticky. I'm going to use dimensionals. I'm going to put it on the angle. And I will use a dimensional on this guy too. One of them I did flat, but I kind of liked it popped up. That. I'm going to close my glue, and then that will go, actually I'll just put dimensionals with that too, it should be fine for the mail. You could either put it on flat or you can just use dimensionals. There we go. So then that slides off, open it up. It's just a fun card. I like it. So yeah, so that is a triangle fold. Wait, hold on. A triangle gatefold card. And again, you can vary it up depending on your papers and even all the patterns. There we go. Why can't that go on? I feel like there's something getting in the way. There shouldn't be. Nope, it was just me. All right, so there you go. So I'll put that open here. You can see it with the belly band. There you go. So I hope you liked the project. Let me know in the comments or send me an email. I'm at Christine@mailsomethingpretty.com. And feel free to visit my website. I will probably post this one at some point on my website along with the measurements, but you can always rewatch the video to get them as well. Or actually, I can just put it here and you can take a screenshot of it so you have all the measurements for you. Thanks very much for watching and have a wonderful day.